Hi everyone, welcome back. This is the fifth and final video in my Canon and D tutorial series for piano beginners. Today we're going to talk about how we can take all the patterns we've learned so far and shape them into a complete piece that has a clear beginning, middle, and end. If you're just joining us now, not to worry, I've linked all the earlier videos in the description below so you can catch up anytime. For everyone else, let's dive in. Let's talk about how we can bring this piece to life. Most songs, including Canon and D, don't stay the same from start to finish. They usually start soft and simple, then gradually build, reach some kind of an emotional high point, and finally soften again as they come to a close. In music, we call this dynamic shaping. We're basically crafting an emotional journey for ourselves as players and for anyone else who's listening, using the intensity and volume of our playing. In our time together, we've learned 6 different patterns for Canon and D, each of which have their own levels of complexity. Now that we have these as our building blocks, we get to make some creative choices about how we want the energy to rise and fall as our piece unfolds. So let's plan our ultimate performance of Canon and D with this emotional adventure in mind. So the original order that we learned these patterns actually works really well for our rising emotional journey. The first few patterns start very simply with just 1 or 2 notes in each hand, and they gradually get more complicated, right? So I'm going to suggest that we stick with this order for our song. I'm going to put our original order of playing up on the screen with a little space left over for us to plan our ending. I'm going to suggest that we play the first 3 rounds of this song softly. This will be our gentle introduction. I'll color those in a light color so that we can see they're soft. Then, starting in round 4, let's build a little more volume into the next 2 rounds. So as your right hand is bringing in more notes, it's raising the intensity, right? And in round 5, our left hand is going to start playing our 5th pattern. So that's also raising the intensity, right? Let's meet that rising intensity with a little more volume. I'll color that in a little darker so we can remember we're adding more volume to these patterns. Then I think it makes sense that our emotional peak of the song is round 6. We have a beautiful top, bottom, middle, bottom pattern in our right hand, and we have powerful octaves in the left hand. This is the most intense part of the song. So let's plan that this will be our loudest verse or round of the song, okay? I will make that the darkest so we can see that intensity visually. Now that we've reached the emotional peak of our song, we have to figure out a way to gradually soften our playing again for the ending. I don't think we have to learn any new patterns here because you already know so much. I think we can bring back one of our earlier patterns and play it again here at a gentler volume than round 6 to show that we're starting to fade out. I'm going to suggest we bring in round 3 here, the left hand with 2 right hand notes. If you're up to it, you might consider continuing to use the octave pattern that we had just used in the last round for this, but that's totally optional. The simpler melody line of the right hand is going to have the effect of gearing down. So it will be clear that we are preparing to close the song, and here we should also reduce our volume a little so that we can match this gearing down of intensity. After this round, let's simplify it even further and finish with a round of 1 left hand note with 1 right hand note. And in this case, I do think it makes sense to just play 1 note in your left hand instead of the octave because we're really winding down. And we'll go back to playing a very gentle volume. For our listener, they will remember that this is how the song started. So it will feel like a return home after this musical adventure that we've gone on together. Now, for this song to really feel like we've returned home, we can't end on the A and the C sharp that we normally end this pattern with, right? We need to end on D's because, as we discussed way back in our first video, D is our home base note in this song. We have to end on D's for the song to feel finished. So I'm going to suggest that after you finish pattern 8, you end simply by playing D's in both hands, okay? By finishing out playing softly and ending on D's, our ending is going to feel like a true return home and a peaceful goodbye. Okay, shall we try it? Now, I've had a request if I could please show a version of me playing this song without my counting. And I agree that after 5 of these videos, you're probably enough of an expert in this song that you don't need me to count out loud anymore. And you'd probably enjoy just playing along with the music. So I will go through this performance from start to finish. I will count us in so you can hear what the pace is that I'll be playing at, but I will not count as I play so that you can just hear the music. And because you're probably getting better at this, I'm also going to take this version a tiny bit faster than before, just to keep you learning and to make sure that you still have a tiny bit of a challenge. All right? Ready? Remember, we're starting out gently. 1, 2, ready, go. Wonderful work. Thank you so much for joining me in this video series, and my deepest congratulations for following along. Whether you learned every single step or just explored the parts that felt right for you, you have achieved something amazing here. By spending time learning this beautiful piece of music, you've joined a community of thousands of musicians over the decades and even centuries who are so moved by this music that they learned how to add their voice to it. When you play this piece at home or for others, I hope you feel that you're now part of the living tradition that is Canon in D. And if you didn't finish every pattern, that's completely okay. Whatever piece of your heart you put into this music matters. And this series will be here if you ever decide you'd like to come back to it. I've also made the sheet music of this arrangement available on my website in case having the notes supports your playing. I'll link to that in the description so it's easy to find. Regardless, I hope that you feel proud of what you've accomplished through this series and maybe even a little surprised at how much you've grown. From my side of the screen, I just want to say what a joy it's been to put this series together. Your comments and questions, and even just knowing that you're out there playing along with me has meant so much. For those of you who are interested in an additional challenge, stay tuned for my bonus video coming soon, where we will explore the famous soaring melody in Canon in D. It's a little more advanced, but if you're curious or feeling inspired, I'd love for you to join me. Thank you again for joining me. Have fun at your piano this week, and please let me know what musical goals you're excited to explore next. Bye for now.